Hair Love was done because we wanted to see more representation in animation. We wanted to normalize black hair. There's a very important issue that's out there. It's the Crown Act. And if we can help to get this passed in all 50 states, it will help stories like DeAndre Arnold, who's our special guest tonight, stop to happen. This award is dedicated to Kobe Bryant. May we all have a second act as great as his was. Thank you.
That was a perfect acceptance speech. Matthew Cherry, shout out to him. I feel like he's part of our family. He was on a couple of weeks ago because I mentioned him on the show, and apparently like his aunt and a few other people, elders, reached out to him and was like, you got to get on Kara's show. And he came in. He said he was going to be in town, and he came over. Didn't announce that he was taking DeAndre to the Oscars, but that's okay. We'll forgive him because congratulations, Matthew Cherry and Karen Rupert Tolliver, who was the first person that you heard speaking. That was an incredible. I knew that they were going to win. Hair Love was a beautiful thing. You can watch it on YouTube right now. It's free. But it was important. It was important. Danielle Belton is here. What do you think about this?
Oh, I think this is great. I mean, I have a nephew. He's 7. And I think it's so important for him to see cartoons that reflect who he is and what he looks like. You know, like growing up, like I loved cartoons, like all of them.
So I had the Jackson 5 cartoon when I was growing up.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. And then later, Hammer, I think, had a cartoon.
Yes, he did.
And then the PJs, which was not really a cartoon.
Not for children.
Not at all. You know, but I like the Wild. I still watch cartoons. Wild Thornberry, which was not black, but it was, you know, educational and wonderful. Hey Arnold, like, you know, I love. I think, and it's important that kids, the Proud Family,
yes,
who also I think Bruce, I can't remember his last name, was involved in Hair Love as well. So and I think they're bringing the Proud Family back. Or
yes, they are. I did hear that.
So some good stuff out there. We need more though.
Well, you definitely need more.
Stephanie Elaine. Do you know her? Stephanie Elaine. So last night's Oscars were produced by 2 women. One of them was Stephanie Elaine. She was born in New Orleans. Her father, Dr. Charles Elaine, is a biochemist. She worked for and I'm giving her background for a reason. She worked for CAA as a script reader, then as a staff reader, then a story analyst for 20th Century Fox, Warner Brothers, and Columbia Pictures. These are the story arcs. This is a story arc to her pathway to becoming this great producer and to have the keys to the kingdom last night that gave us Janelle Monáe and Billy Porter in the opening. I think Ricky Minor was the musical director. All of the presenters from Mahershala Ali to Regina King, who looked amazing, by the way. Beautiful. I think she gave Brad Pitt his first Oscar last night, and I know Smiz was a little salty about that, but he deserves it. Okay, maybe not for that role, but Denzel didn't deserve it for the one he got. You know, he is for a body of work, and Brad Pitt has been pretty damn good in every movie that he's been in. Somebody else has won an Oscar, him and Tom Cruise. So at some point, it's got to be them. Leonardo DiCaprio, same thing.
Pacino's performance of Hoffa was
masterful.
You know
what? Whatever.
I was going to say that.
Come on, get out of here. You're biased. But I just want to shout her out because a lot of people, you know, I didn't know that a black woman was participating in producing the Oscars last night, but you could see.
No, it explains why it was so well seasoned.
Wasn't it seasoned?
Yeah.
Even the guy that came out and rapped the recap of the thing, I mean, there was so many elements. It wasn't corny and like I didn't know what was going to happen next. And I was like, this is good. This is really well done. Thank you, Stephanie Elaine. And she personally pitched Boys in the Hood to Columbia. So the reason why Boys in the Hood became greenlit, she pitched that in 1991. She also worked then with Singleton. They ended up she started her own company, but before that she worked for Jim Henson Pictures. So she did a bunch of Muppets pictures, and then she started Homegrown Films with team with John Singleton. They put out Hustle and Flow, which of course won Best Song Oscar. Yes. And Terrence Howard
one of my favorite Oscar moments was seeing 3 6 Mafia win that Oscar.
Was that was one of my worst Oscar moments.
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought that is exactly what they think of us. They're going to give us an Oscar for that.
Oh, they think that whether we get an Oscar for it or not.
All right. Thanks for correcting me. All right. So I what I do with all things is I DVR and then I fast forward through everything I don't want to see. So I just fast forward up to the black thing. So as soon as I see black people, I stop, I rewind, and I watch. So I watch. That's how I watch every award show.
All the award shows must be very short for you.
Very short. So I don't waste a lot of time. I don't waste a lot of time. And then if I see something trending, I'll go back, like Joaquin Phoenix or whatever. I'll go back and I'll watch that. That's it. So that was how I watched it. But what's the name of the Parasite?
Yes,
Won
Parasite.
Best Picture and a whole bunch of other awards.
Excellent movie.
Amazing.
What's it about?
I watched it right
It's
before
about
the
class
Oscars
warfare
started.
and
Yes.
climate change.
And that's
Yes.
exciting?
It was so good.
It's a suspense film. The best way I could describe it on top of that is essentially a poor family infiltrates a rich family by working for them, but the rich family doesn't know that they're all family members.
So the poor relations is actually related to them?
No.
So is it like Succession?
No.
No. So what ends up happening is basically one member of a poor family gets a job with a rich family,
Mhm.
and then he sees an opportunity to get his relatives all hired, but he can't say, you should hire my dad. It's like, oh, wait, I know a great guy that from another guy.
Okay.
I don't know this guy.
Okay.
My friend of a friend recommended him, and it's actually his dad.
father.
So it's a full scheme. They try to get people fired
To get in, so the whole
to get the mother hired. It's a whole
It's a whole hustle. It's a family of grifters,
It's a-
basically.
Okay.
and the end is just completely nuts. It's a great suspense film.
Yes.
I didn't even know this existed.
No, it was amazing.
So who recommended this to you, Smiz?
Well, I saw that it was on everyone's top 10 list, and it was
Okay.
being nominated, and it might have been the first foreign language film
So
to win.
subtitles you
best-
got to read?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
You
2
have to
plus
read.
hours.
See, that's why no one's seen it. The last movie I saw that I had to read was Crouching Tiger's Hidden Dragon. And I hadn't had LASIK surgery at that point. So I had to sit like in the front row because I can't see the screen. I'm like, I got to read?
Well, just think of it
terrible.
though. If the movie is that good,
Yeah.
that you're willing to read,
read.
for 2+ hours,
2+ hours of
Yeah,
reading?
It was amazing.
it was amazing.
So
It was absolutely
fantastic.
amazing.
10 people saw it, but it won several Oscars.
Yes.
People who can read.
And now
Yes.
apparently it's going to get turned into a HBO series
Which is
starring Mark
crazy.
Ruffalo.
I like him.
Crazy.
He's one of the first people to sign my petition to take down the flag of South Carolina. So shout out to him, the
All
Hulk.
right.
Yeah, I like him a lot. He's very active.